What's up, good people?
Deep into the depths of the tundra.
Oh my God!
What's up, good people? Yo, it's been a minute since we did a topic video on Front and Center, so I had something that I wanted to talk to you guys about. As you can see from the title, this is going to be a good one. We're going to be talking about basically you're right where you need to be. I'm going to get into that. Got some points for you guys, but you know we always got to start it out with the quote. Come on now. All right. So the quote, based on what we got going on, is a man who is a master of patience is master of everything else. A man who is a master of patience is a master of everything else. That's by George Seville. Look it up. It's a good one. The reason why I chose it is just because what we're going to be talking about has to deal with patience. But when you can be patient in anything that in your life that you're trying to, you know, strive towards, whatever that is, you can master anything else because you have the patience to endure it. Basically how I take from that. So yeah, a man who's a master of patience is a master of everything else. That's by George Seville. So we're gonna get right into it. First, I just want to say thank you for those who don't know. This is a little rough time for me right now this year. Of course, 2020 has been throwing haymakers left and right, but I lost a family member recently, but it's helped to have people in my corner, people that support me, people that are, showing love, the texts, the calls, emails, whatever. Like, I appreciate it. So I appreciate you guys for that. Front and Center fam, thank you for continuing to show support on the videos with your likes and the comments. I see that. We're getting crazy feedback every time I put something out. And again, it's for y'all. It's stuff I want you guys to see, that you guys like to see. So whatever you guys like about it, just continue to comment, continue to give me that feedback. Continue to watch those videos, continue to share them. If you're not a part of the family, please join. Love to bring you guys along for this crazy ride. We're just getting started. I appreciate you guys a lot. Thank you. But let's get right into it. So again, the topic is you are right where you need to be. And I have 3 points for you guys. I like my points. I can bullet point stuff. So first point is don't expect a big drastic change every time. Don't expect a big drastic change every time. So sometimes we get caught up in the idea that something big is going to happen or shift us into, where we want to go in our life. And that sign, it's going to give us some sign that something is going to, change for us or rise us into a certain situation. And that's not always the case. Sometimes change occurs from being still. Sometimes change occurs from being still. Even with that, sometimes being still doesn't necessarily mean staying put. It could mean some type of preparation has to be quietly worked on while things are being put in place for you. It could even be a small encounter with a stranger that you held the door for at a pharmacy store or something. I don't know. Like it could be anything. But in that time, I feel like people get caught up in the fact or the idea of some big drastic experience to happen for them, or a series of events, and it doesn't always happen that way. And I think because we get caught up in that, we lose sight or lose focus of or things, or we miss a blessing that could be right in front of us because we're looking for something down there, when literally this small encounter that catapults us to what we want in our life. So you never know. We have to remember that. It could also discourage you to think about that too when you're in your waiting period for something to happen in your life, and you're constantly looking for that big change to happen. When you don't see it, what could happen? Oh man, it's not gonna happen for me. Or you start to doubt. You may shut people out who are trying to help you or encourage you to keep working or keep pushing yourself, and that could only go downhill as well. So don't let that mess up your blessing because you're looking for some big drastic change. Point 2, in your waiting, it could be really uncomfortable when you're waiting for these situations to happen or what have you. When you're uncertain, when it could be painful, or when it's silent, you're still being improved and molded for your next. So that's point two. When it's uncomfortable, when it's uncertain, when you're not sure what's going to happen, when that doubt may start to creep in, when you feel by yourself, these are still moments where you're being improved and molded for your next. Even in your waiting, change is occurring. While you are praying towards something new in your life or a certain change, you're still growing. We talk a lot on Front and Center about growth and positivity, and I think it's important to show here that even when you're looking for those things to happen in your life, growth can still occur without some change actually happening. That there's still change being created. If that makes sense. Like your character is changing, your attitude towards these things or how you approach them is changing, but this is all dependent on you and how you're looking at these things in that waiting period, in that time where you feel like, you know, you're supposed to be somewhere else. Like, that's why it's key. Again, you're right where you need to be. So even in your waiting, there's still change can still happen. Change can still happen even in your waiting. Your waiting is considered like that in between time from your current situation to where you want to be. Think of it that way. So don't always look for that big drastic change, but also understand too, in that waiting period, in that process of time, change can still happen. There's still growth. There's still positive to look at from that. So you're not so focused on what could be or what's going to happen or nothing. Like, just still keep working through those things that you're already working at and find those areas to still develop and grow. Because while you're doing that, while you're cultivating those gifts, while you're working on your craft, while you're pushing through and continue to do everything that you're being told to do for your job that your boss is telling you, or the things that you've been praying about, you know, talking to God about, like, he's still working in your life. Like, there's always a period of time where you can look at those things and still find some good and still find something to grow at or to move forward in while you're waiting for those things to happen. So don't always look for, we talked about it just a second ago, you know, even being still doesn't mean staying put. You can still have some work being done while you're in that waiting process. So that's key too. So this brings us right into the last point. Last thing is to stay positive. There's that thing again, positivity and growth. This is with yourself and can come from the people around you. So I know we talked before about some things on the channel where, you know, you have to evaluate the people around you. You have to watch who you allow into your space, because that could really, you know, really affect positively or negatively what's going on in your life. Stay positive. Words of encouragement from you and others is important. Keep people around you that will help build you up, not tear you down. Keeping your own spirits uplifted, like I said, it's key too. I'm going to be just fine. I have everything I need right here. I'm gonna keep working. You know, things like that to keep your spirits up. But having a supporting cast around you to keep you grounded, to keep you working towards what you want, to help keep you accountable is really good too, so that you're not feeling, discouraged. But, you know, keep pressing and keep trusting that, you know, basically God is going to move the way he said he would. If we fell short, or if we quit every time some little thing came up in our life, what would we really accomplish? You know what I'm saying? So, like, if we're not willing to work, if you're not willing to get in the trenches a little bit and actually put in some effort for what you want to do, or continue to push through those tough times when it doesn't look like things are going to happen for you, or it doesn't look like you're going to get that job, or it doesn't look like you're as qualified as, you know, as you think, or whatever the case is, like, you're right where you need to be. Just keep pushing, keep working, keep leaning on the people around you that are showing that positivity around you. Keep growing, keep improving, and I promise you things will work out. It will. I think the one thing that we have to realize is that it's not always going to be, or most of the time, it's really not on our time. We can't be discouraged because of that either. You know, I think that really messes stuff up too in the process of it all, when we're trying to get somewhere in our life that we believe that, oh, well, I should have had this last year. Like, why isn't this happening for me? Like, that kind of mindset can really mess things up for your mental. And when that happens, it's really hard to kind of bounce back from that stuff, because you're already mentally checked out. So you got to remember that too. When you have people around you, it helps, but you have to remember you're not alone. And a lot of the things, especially with that drive, yes, feed off of the people around you, you know, the people that are pushing you, and allow them to help you in that time. But your own personal drive should be stronger than all that. Like, you should really want that for yourself first and foremost. Don't rely on other people for that drive, because then what happens if, you know, they got something going on, they can't be as present as they want to be for you, and you don't have that same push from, you know, the same 3 people because something is going on, whatever the case is. Like, you still want your own personal drive to keep pushing you so that you can get where you want to be. So but all in all, don't be discouraged. Though you currently may not be where you want to be, keep working, and, you know, keep trusting. It'll all turn around for your good. I couldn't tell you how many times I felt like I wasn't gonna make certain things happen in my life, or certain things were gonna happen, period, for me. And I kept pressing, I kept trusting God for things to happen in my life, and they did. It didn't happen. A lot of it didn't happen on the timetable I thought it would happen, and that's okay too. Because even in that in-between time, you know, that we just talked about, there's a lot of things I learned. There's a lot of growth that happened, so that by the time that I actually got to where I wanted to be, I was not only fully and completely prepared for it, but I was almost, you know, I was ready for it. You know, my dad preached a lesson on Sunday about, you know, being okay with God's no. A lot of times we want God to say yes in certain situations, and he says no because we're not prepared for what would happen if he said yes. You know, like, if you really think about that, it kind of correlates with this too. Like, a lot of times we want things to happen on our time, or we want things to happen right now, and we're not prepared for it. And if that blessing was given to us right now, we either fumble it, mess up with it, or, you know, totally go left with it, or be blessed, but not as blessed as we could have been if we just waited, if we just worked and on the things that we were supposed to do, when, you know, and we're patient for that blessing to happen on the right time. You know what I'm saying? So just it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. You're not alone. And even if you think you are, I promise you, myself, you can reach out to me, and I got you. You know what I'm saying? So don't think that you're alone in any situation. You know, you have people in your corner. And like I said, even if you feel like you are, reach out to me. I got you. I'm even in my busy world, anybody who knows me, I'm a giver. I am. And I want to make sure that I can positively impact anybody that I come in contact with, because my interaction with you that could help you and bless you could help bless somebody else, and that's a chain effect. I don't do it to get recognition from anybody, but like I said, the reason why I do it is because I want to help bless other people. I want other people to be happy as well. I want other people to know that, again, that they're not alone in situations where they feel like they're alone. So guys, keep those things in your mind when you're looking to go or to move towards a situation, or you're looking for a change to happen in your life. Don't expect big drastic changes all the time. In your waiting, when it seems like things aren't going your way, there's still growth that can happen. And also, stay positive. When you stay positive for yourself and have people around you that are creating that positivity as well, you're going to be good. You're going to be good. So keep those things in your mental and keep striving towards it that way, and keep that approach. And I promise you, things are going to turn out. And I can't wait to see what you guys think about this video and how it could help you, like, you know, in the future with things happening in your life. So guys, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you guys, you know, taking the time out to look at this video. Let me know what you think about it. You know, I always like hearing you guys' feedback and what you think. Leave it in the comments. DM me. I'm gonna have this on Facebook and Instagram, so you guys can see this all over on social media. So make sure you guys share this with your friends too as well. I appreciate your time. I'll see you guys later.